So hi, I'm Faiza. I'm a DJ, artist, producer, queer, living in India, performing all around the world. I've been around nearly three decades. I've been performing at New Healing, I think, because I'm trying to remember, but around a decade. And I feel like it's really part of my family. And it's a very special, unique space that I look forward to every year. I would say I grew up in the UK, and in the early 90s, I found myself in the psychedelic trance scene, hippies, freaks, unicorns, wizards, high priestesses, shamans, like just different kind of worlds that really resonated with me. And also imbibing different medicines to also give you other answers to questions maybe you don't even know you have. Um, I think that was my journey, and my journey has always been around music. I love music. I play different instruments. I've always been very proactive. Music has always been like the soundtrack of my life. Even if it's silence, there's music. So like yesterday we were walking to the lake, and there was one set of trees, and these trees, the whispers from these trees as they just twinkled, at first in the sunlight and by the wind, and it was only these trees that were speaking. So music for me isn't just about an instrument, it's also about nature and even the silence, the sound of the wind, even the warmth of the sun on my back for me is a music. So I've always been very into music, and somehow, yeah, this scene, this music really resonated with me. And that's been my journey for the last, say, 35 years actually. I'm like an old hippie, freak, cheeky, queer. I don't know, but I definitely don't follow the normal path, and I question everything. I used to think it was just sharing the music, and that music, like it impacted me, the music that I listened to really gave me a tribe, a community. So first I felt like sharing this music and the frequencies could only bring people to a space of questioning what their universe is, questioning the rules, questioning their lives, and maybe looking at things differently, maybe finding another tribe which has a different kind of consciousness. So that was my mission. I felt like treating people with grace and kindness and going out in the universe and trying to be aware and conscious and sharing that music as much as possible would change people, and I've seen it. Now, I have to pick the right spaces to feel that I'm doing anything. So if I'm just in a club and people are drinking and it's all noise and there's no consciousness, and I feel a little bit like, what the fuck am I doing here? So right now I'm 28 years DJing, and more than ever before, places like this are soul food for me. They're places where I learn and I evolve, and I always come away with something from the festival that I can treasure and integrate into my life for myself, that's positive and healing, and I meet incredible people. I don't always have that time at a party. I'm traveling 7 hours, I'm taking 5 flights at the weekend, and it's just, what am I doing it for? Is it just money? So I think those are questions that evolve as you evolve. Like you question, what is the meaning of what I'm doing now as things change? Like I think music was a politic for me. Music was unifying. Music was about getting people to step outside themselves. And I don't know if currently what I'm doing most of the time with the music is doing that. I'm definitely able to make some music for people that I really love to express themselves in another way. I'm still doing creative things, but those are the ones usually that don't pay the money. You get another reward, you know? But you have to be very conscious to give the time for that. Like, for example, I try to always come for the whole week. And I always say to even Jens that I think every DJ or every performer that comes, it has to be stipulated. You come for the whole week. You can't just fly in, do your show and leave, because how can we change the world if we don't even give time? Absolutely, I think gathering people, making it safe, lots of children, lots of freedom without it being very hedonistic, very kind of conscious and people really trying. I think that's really positive, people really trying, coming up, showing with them true selves and really, like whenever you leave here and you go back to kind of real world, even if you stop at a gas station or you stop at a supermarket and you're just like, oh my God, I was in a little bubble for a bit with all these really like unicorns and leprechauns and little angels and all these incredible people who just, it's just heart opening and dropping protection and masks and dropping a lot of things that you can for a lot of people, you have to be really conscious to be authentic all the time because life and real life just, pushes you, So it's a little bubble that you create where people can spend enough time to integrate maybe some of the messages and some of what they've learned. And I think all good shit, babe. I think how can that do anything but positive energy? Like look at the singing in the background and it's also heartful, you know? There's a lot of sound healing. There's so many different workshops. There's people from all over the world. There's people just sharing what they know. There's a mix of technology and very ancient. There's cacao. There's medicines. I just think it's, like the expression stage. There's all these like little small stages. It's not about, it's about, and I think we really need that. The world needs that. We need that. Humanity needs that. So I think if you can bring that space to anybody, it's a great thing. Anything that transforms. And this is like a transformational opportunity. Can't please all the people all the time. I think respect, kindness, humanity, respecting the nature, really, really respecting the nature, like being part of it, not owning it, not raping it, not destroying it, but evolving with it, It's like what I love here. You hang a light, there's a lamppost, but the lamppost is a tree that was just waiting to be a little bit aligned in the right way for the lamppost. I just love it. We can all do that. So I think consciousness, I think all these very hippie ideals, like more equality, more distribution of wealth, maybe respecting ancient wisdom, like maybe all phones disappear. Um, Maybe, respecting older people for their wisdom and the connection between sharing information from elders to children. I think, trying to live in harmony, no guns, no war, no killing of animals. Yeah, utopia. Not happening. Sorry guys, update. Not happening. But we do the best that we can do, and we can hope, and we can put whatever positive out there and lead your life the way you want to lead it. And I think that's what I try and do. I obviously fail epically, and I'm at peace with that, my own evolution as a better human. It's a slow journey.